Hello again, friends. Welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to finally be sitting down and filming this video. If you follow me on other forms of social media, you would have seen our little pumpkin surprise that we did on the first day of fall, announcing that we are expecting baby number 2, which whew, it still hasn't really registered with me, but we are so excited, and thank you guys so much for all your sweet messages. We are just so excited to see our family grow, but I'm also really excited to see Ella with a sibling. She loves being around other kids, so I think she's gonna really love it. I think she's gonna love having another little baby around the house. They're going to be really close in age if you've done the math. They're going to be 19 months apart. So that means I'm going to have 2 under 2, so when Trevor and I were planning kind of how we wanted to have kids in the future and their ages, we've always wanted to have children really close together. We had always talked about 18 months to 2 years apart. So that 19 months fits perfectly in kind of what we were wanting to have. So this pregnancy, it was kind of a surprise, but not a surprise. I guess I'll explain. Like I just said, we'd always talked about having kids close in age, and but I was breastfeeding Ella. I breastfed Ella for 12 and a half months, so a little over a year. And one of the benefits, if you're lucky, to breastfeeding is that you don't ovulate, thus not getting your period. So I was one of those lucky few, and I didn't have a period for 9 months. So 9 months had hit, and Trevor was so anxious to have another baby. Easy for him to say, right? He's not the one that just carried a baby and gave birth and the majority of the time is taking care of a baby. And I was not ready. I was not ready at all, but I hadn't even gotten my period yet, and so I was like, well, it's not even an option anyway, you know? And so we kind of put that on the shelf, and we're like, we'll just talk about that when it's a thing, you know, when it's a possibility. Anyway, needless to say, within the week of that conversation, I got my period. So Trevor was like, it's a sign, we're supposed to have another baby, and I was just I was hesitant but excited. I think it was just so fresh. I feel like I had just kind of gotten my body back. I was just starting to feel more normal. I was just a little more hesitant than Trevor. Obviously, this time I kind of know what I'm getting myself into. The first time around, you're not really sure what's going on. But anyway, so I was like, all right, you know, this is what we talked about, and I don't have any excuse. I couldn't think of any legitimate reason why to not have a baby. I'm in the phase of life right now, may as well just do it. Other than the fact that I just was I don't love a lot of aspects of being pregnant. With Ella, I was very bloated and very uncomfortable, and there was a lot of symptoms I had with Ella that I did not want to be repeating anytime soon. But we decided to move forward, but we were going to do it really casually. I wasn't really going to pay attention to when I was ovulating, or, you know, with Ella, we were very calendar, okay, taking ovulation tests, all this kind of stuff. And I kind of figured I'd look at it a little more seriously when Ella, after her first birthday. I don't know what we were thinking, because we got pregnant with Ella, first time out the gate, and this time was no different. So what happened was the whole month went by and I didn't get my period, and so I just was like, oh, I must be pregnant. So I took a pregnancy test, full on expecting it to be positive because I'm very regular, and it was negative, which was confusing, but I kind of figured, you know, I'd only had 1 period, and my ovulation cycle naturally is just longer. And so I figured my body was probably just trying to get back on track. It only had 1 period, and I was still breastfeeding, so I didn't know how much that was affecting it. And a few weeks went by, and I still hadn't had a period, and I actually started to think that maybe that 1 period was just kind of a fluke, and that maybe my breastfeeding was again suppressing ovulation. So at this point, I didn't know if maybe we needed to stop if I needed to stop breastfeeding if I was going to ovulate again. It'd been a few weeks since the negative pregnancy test, and I hurt my knee really bad, and it was killing me, and I wanted to take some ibuprofen, but I just had this little voice in the back of my head that's like, well, I mean, you should probably just take a pregnancy test before you take a bunch of ibuprofen. And I honestly took this test to tell me what I already knew, right? It was supposed to tell me that I wasn't pregnant. I wasn't even thinking really. I took it, I put it on the counter. I was gonna go eat breakfast and do my morning routine. I'm washing my hands, and before I'm even done washing my hands, boom, pregnant. I was absolutely shocked, just shocked. I was not expecting that at all. And so that's why I said surprised and not surprised. I mean, not surprised because we weren't preventing, but surprised because we weren't really trying in regards to paying attention to anything. And I had just taken a pregnancy test and it was negative. So anyway, I walk out of the bathroom. Trevor was in, just sitting right here actually, with Ella, and I was just like, I'm pregnant. And he's like, you are? And he was so excited. And I fell to the floor. I literally fell to the floor and started crying. Which, they weren't sad tears. They weren't necessarily happy tears either. I was just in such a state of shock. And I think I was just it was just anxiety kind of just washed over me. Oh my gosh, here you go again. And then the excitement came because it was another baby. That's so amazing. It was just a really overwhelming moment because I wasn't prepared for it. I wasn't taking a test thinking it was going to say anything other than not pregnant. And yeah, here I was again, pregnant again. And just Ella's whole pregnancy and birth just flashed before my eyes. It was boom. And so it was just a lot. And obviously I'm so excited. It was what I wanted. I didn't expect it to happen so fast. And I know we're so blessed and so lucky to have it so far come really, really easy for us. You know, I was thinking it was going to take at least 3 months, since that's the average for incredibly fertile people, but apparently I'm really, really fertile. In fact, my doctor said, you know that small percentage of people that get pregnant on birth control and all that stuff? And she's like, that's you, so be careful. And I was just okay. Anyway, so it's kind of surprising. I mean, I'm really diligent about taking that properly. And so it's a good thing because we probably would have had way more children before we had planned on having children if I wasn't so diligent, apparently. Anyway, so because we don't really know when from my last period and ovulation, it's a little tricky. It was such a long gap. I only had 1 period, but then had a really long time in between and a negative pregnancy test. They had to give me my due date solely off of the size of the baby, which apparently isn't completely, I mean, it's pretty accurate, but not as accurate as knowing all that information. So she gave me the due date, my doctor gave me the due date of April 3rd, 2017, which is so exciting. A spring baby will be really nice to have after going through an entire summer of being pregnant with Ella. It was so hot and miserable here. If you go back and look at any of my videos, my nose, my face, everything is just, I was just so incredibly swollen with Ella. It was so gross. Oh, it's such a miserable long pregnancy with her. But anyway, I'm really excited, and this pregnancy so far has already been so different. It's crazy to me, and I think a lot of it has to do with just circumstances. So I am currently 14 weeks. I just got out of the first trimester, and well, I'm 14 weeks and 3 days. Oh, you can hear Ella. She's supposed to be going down for a nap right now. She's having a little bit of an issue. Anyway, I'm in the middle of my 14th week, and I am so happy because this first trimester was I was so sick. With Ella, I was sick and nauseous, but I only had really one bad day where I was throwing up. With this baby, I threw up every single day, multiple times a day. And the nausea was just so intense I literally could not get off the couch. I didn't want to do anything. I feel like I couldn't do anything. If I moved too much, I would puke. And just having all of that and such a lack of energy and having to take care of an almost 1-year-old, it was just a lot. And I am so happy because around that 12th, 13th week mark, the nausea really started to subside and I wasn't throwing up anymore, and I feel so good. I'll still have the occasional bad day of nausea, but nothing like how it has been. So I'm in that really nice, wonderful stage of the second trimester where you get your energy back, and I'm really excited. Another like huge difference to this pregnancy, a good difference, is I have not really gained any weight, which is just crazy because with Ella, I think by this time I'd already put on like a good 10, maybe more pounds. I don't remember, but I was a little overweight when I got pregnant with Ella, and that was frustrating to have to carry into the pregnancy. And then I just gained weight like a crazy girl. I was just putting it on. And I didn't feel like I was really eating a lot, but I was definitely not eating great. I was working more than 40 hours a week. I was sitting at a desk, and it just takes it out of you. Like, I would try to exercise, but I'd come home from working all day, and that is the last thing I wanted to do. I just wanted to take a nap, put my feet up and relax. And I feel like just working in an office environment, I tend to eat like way worse because, you know, you have coworkers that want to go out or they bring food in all the time. So I'm really bad at saying no to food. I love food. So I feel like those were huge factors into why I put on so much weight with Ella. And it's frustrating to see how different this one has been because I don't think I needed to get nearly as big. I wouldn't have gotten nearly as many stretch marks, I don't think. Which my stretch marks are fine. They're really subtle. You can't even really see them at all. I got really lucky in that regard. But just knowing that I could have like minimized it in any way or bypassed it, it's just shocking. I've been so much more active this pregnancy. I've been eating a lot better. Not great, but like way more balanced, normal. And I've been looking for more opportunities to make sure I work out. And it's just being home and having the ability to do that is like night and day pregnancy. And I was actually kind of like concerned because it's like, well, shouldn't I be putting on weight? But my doctor actually, you know, the recommended is only 35 pounds for your whole pregnancy. So she's like, nope, by this time, like by your first semester or by the time, I forget what she said, but I mean, it's only supposed to be like 1 to 5 pounds or something like that. And I keep on fluctuating between 1 pound, but you know, this week I think I'm getting a lot hungrier. The second trimester has hit, and I'm sure the throwing up kind of helped me keep some of that at bay, but I think I'll probably start seeing the weight gain coming now. It's been kind of trippy because my stomach's getting bigger, but the scale is not really changing, so I can see that like my baby's growing. You also pop out way sooner your second pregnancy. You hear everyone say that, but my doctor actually explained it to me. It's because your muscles have already separated from your first pregnancy, so it just shows up a lot faster. It already has done it, it already knows what it's doing, and there you go, you're pregnant. So yeah, the first trimester, outside of the being sick, honestly, I didn't even like really think or feel like I was pregnant. I didn't have a lot of the same things that I had with Ella, and I think that's because my body has already made that change into being a mother. But I was also breastfeeding. I forgot to mention that. So the nausea on top of breastfeeding Ella still, it was just, my energy was gone. Gone. My energy was toast. So I ended up having to stop breastfeeding Ella sooner than I would have wanted to, just because it was too much. I couldn't handle puking, breastfeeding, watching a baby, trying to take care of myself, just all of it. But I'm so happy to be feeling so much better and in a better place, and I'm getting really excited, and I just really want to know what I'm having. I don't know how people wait. My sister waited to find out what she was having. My mom waited to find out what she was having with all 6 of us. I come from a big family, and it's just killing me. And this pregnancy has just flown by, I feel like, because I've been so preoccupied with like everything I have going on, and having a baby obviously keeps you busy. But we're going to wait till our 20-week ultrasound. That's what we did with Ella, and to find out what we're having. So I'm really excited about that, and I feel like it's just around the corner. We're finding out in exactly 1 month what we're having. And I can't believe that, because that means I'm halfway done with my pregnancy in a month. In a month! Which is just... I was really good about documenting my pregnancy with Ella on my blog. I did it every single week. I wasn't so great about documenting on my YouTube channel, but I am really trying to post more videos on here, so I think I'm going to try and do possibly weekly videos, maybe less, I don't know, we'll play around with it. But I just wanted to do like a first trimester kind of update, let you all know I'm pregnant, so expect a lot more maternity related stuff. There were still a lot of baby related videos that I haven't done that I wanted to do with regards to Ella and my first time around, so I'll probably sprinkle that in there too. But I think it'll be really interesting to kind of, if you're pregnant, I love watching these kinds of videos of other women, just to see an experience from the second time around and comparing it to my first time. But yeah, I'm really excited, and hopefully you guys are interested in this kind of stuff. And let me know what kinds of things you want to know. I'm an open book. I'm willing to pretty much share whatever. So thank you guys so much for watching. I can't wait to keep you guys posted along the way and have you guys be a part of this journey. Like this video if you liked it. Leave me a comment below if you have any questions about pregnancy, breastfeeding, babies. I love this kind of stuff. Motherhood suits me, and I love talking about it. So let's start a conversation. I won't just be posting mommy, baby stuff on this channel. I'm still gonna post beauty related stuff, just lifestyle, all of it. I love it all. Also in the process of fixing up our house, so I plan on sharing a lot more kind of home stuff. Some tours, before and afters. We've done Ella's nursery. I'll link that below if you're interested. And I've been meaning to share our bedroom. It's been done for almost a year now, but I've also finished a bathroom, and we are currently in the process of our kitchen. So if you guys are interested in that kind of stuff, let me know. I'll share more of that, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks so much. Bye. Do you guys want to see my little bump? I got a little bump. Baby, where's that baby at? You can kind of see it. Also kind of just looks like I had a big needle lunch, which I think. I love that I'm wearing like such a spring and festive shirt, and it's like fall and been raining and whatever, but there's some sun out today, so. Ooh, that's another good